Claire had never seen a boat quite like this before. To her, it looked like a colorful building that just happened to have a captain's wheel crafted to the top, but it sailed just as well as the Thriller bark once it got moving. Good, Claire thought to herself, because I was never going to be able to climb back up. This was true. Without magic, Claire could never redo the same feats that got her down, but she had the luxury of time when it came to finding her way back up. There wasn't a little voice in her head always telling her to go faster anymore. Come to think of it, there wasn't much of anything left in her head at all. What does a conduit become when they don't have a conduit anymore? Who was Clear now? It's a scary thing to lose a conduit, because you go from having one purpose stronger than anything to having nothing. You become directionless. Claire was just thankful that her new boat had a rudder on it. She needed a little direction right now.
Покайся богам, пацан, ведь во всем виноват ты сам. Похоже, ты влип, пацан, и расхлебывать будешь сам. И расхлебывать будешь сам. Боги не услышат твоих слов. Их защиты не ищи ты.
Because here's the thing: a magician that doesn't disclose they're going to steal your watch isn't a magician; they're a pickpocket.
Well, he immediately showed them that he took their watch.
Okay.
In fairness. But yeah, we did have to ask him to stop doing that.
You have to ask.
Well, I mean, I say ask.
Jesus.
It's Dice Funk.
The last wheel I just left this adventure.
How does the campaign end, Austin?
Austin, please remind us what we did.
Yeah, last time you all did a heist on a train. You got to the White Glass Demon, and then you filled it with steam mephits, so it shot its laser into the sky.
We just threw him over there.
The train derailed. Cars went flying everywhere. You all jumped back onto the Thriller Bark, which is where you are currently. Above you, the cracks in the sky continue to spread, and the derailed train has finally come to a stop on the salt flats.
It was a Gundam heist, right? We were trying to steal the Gundam or destroy the Gundam, basically stop them having the Gundam.
Either take the Gundam or stop them from having it.
You have infinite choice, so you can do whatever you want. What ended up happening is you derailed the train, so the Gundam is now out of commission. But the important thing is that the bad guys don't have it.
Also, we broke the sky.
I guess that's also an important thing.
Oh yeah! Oh shit! Yeah, the sky broke. We went all Chicken Little.
So you're all staring up at it when I think Staples kind of taps you on the shoulder, Lola, and says like, "So if you're done gulping at the sky like a dipshit, I think I need to go check and see if these soldiers are dead or what. I'm young. Come with me. We're gonna go eat these guys. Dwayne, you come too. I think you eat people. Let's go. You guys."
I mean, I'm not really sure what to do here. I'm kind of having a little bit of meltdown because the sky's cracking, but whatever, go ahead.
but go off, Queen. I mean, we could have an existential crisis about this later, but there's a bunch of Genasi in this train wreck who may, still be alive, and I'm hungry. Young is hungry. Dwayne is hungry. We don't want them getting back up, so we're going to go do that. Why don't you take Zur and go into the glass forest and see if they need your help?
This sounds like a convenient way to rid ourselves of half of the NPCs.
That's why Austin's like, I don't want to do extra voices. Eat them away.
Young puts on a big bib.
What did we have a lobster, like a red lobster bib earlier in the season? I thought.
Do we want to retroactively say Young has had a big bib this entire time? This is important.
Yes.
Yes.
Vindrass is not sure how to process this yet, so is attempting to draw the hole in the sky. Because, fuck, you don't see a thing like this every day.
Yeah, I don't even know if you have any kind of context for it. It's like in ancient times when people would see like weather phenomena, and that's where we get like stories of like the Great Flood or like the Red Sea parting, stuff that actually does have a natural explanation, but to you may as well be miraculous magic.
Yeah, this is one of those, like, I don't know if this is going to heal up and go away, if it's going to get bigger, but it is this now, and I want to capture that.
All right, well, somebody should really, like, capture that clip of you saying it and then, just retain it for posterity, because that was beautiful out of context. Like, oh. I don't know if it's going to get bigger, if it's going to...
Can we roll insight on the sky?
Can you roll insight on the sky? No, I think that's nature.
Nature?
The sky is part of nature. Dispute me.
I don't know.
Change
the
my
sky
mind.
might have its own motives.
I think it's an investigation check, because what do you do if not investigate the sky for clouds?
10. Do I understand the unknowable nature of the sky?
Holy shit, 18 with no bonus!
The unknowable sky. I mean, Lola, you crit on seeing the model of the world, so I think you naturally have the best perspective regardless. But with an 18, I think you can communicate to the rest of the party that, oh, we're not on the top layer. Above us, there's an entire other
World, layer, parfait, layer.
Yeah, there's an entire other parfait in the Shrek.
Trifle layer.
Did we do the Shrek routine already? I feel like we must have.
I'm sure we did.
Onions have layers? Yeah, we've done that.
Yeah, of course we have. We've already done it.
We
in
should
other
just
seasons,
assume we've
too.
done everything meme related throughout our history in Dice Funk.
Have we talked about the worms? The fuzzy worms yet? I can bring that in.
With an 18, I'll say I don't think you think anyone's in particular danger right now. Like, there are obviously chunks falling from it, but it's like hail. It's spread over a large distance. It's not going to be an immediate threat.
Okay, that's exactly what I was wondering. Is if we need a bucket?
Yeah. No, I think right now that's your priority is trying to see if the bat folk are okay.
All right. Well, can I roll insight on the bat folk?
Why do you love insight so much? You just
Because I have a good one. I have +4.
Plus, like, insight's always a good thing to roll when you don't understand stuff.
I mean, it can be applied to so many situations.
I would like insight on the things I don't understand.
Very versatile.
just setting a recurring alarm for every 5 minutes just because you know you're not going to understand anything, just repeatedly rolling insight throughout the episode.
Exactly.
Then what would I roll? Medicine?
Nothing.
Nothing? Oh, well, how are the bat folk?
Go check.
I would like to check on the Batfolk.
Aren't we on the way there? Yeah, that's where we're going, right?
You tell me. You've played this game before.
They're perfectly healthy. They have laser arms. They're mechs now, and we can ride them into battle?
We have maximum health and all our spell slots. Wow.
Oh, while we weren't looking, they fixed the Gundam and now it's ours.
Okay, who's the last one to go into the forest?
Not me.
I'll be the last one.
Chris.
Okay, Bramwell, as you fall behind the group, Staples offers you a heart.
Fuck, I should have been the last one.
Interesting.
Oh, damn, it was a trap.
Delicious.
It's a classic Austin trap.
Was it?
You're not hungry on this one.
No, there's a lot of dead guys here. I'm going to be going nuts for the rest of the day. I just thought, you looked a little peckish.
I'm saving myself. I'm going to find that whiskey.
Good luck. That sounded really rare and expensive.
Indeed.
And disgusting once you finally taste it.
Oh yeah, all alcohol is poison. It should be illegal. Anyway, this is a new element of my character, Staples. I'm a teetotaler. What's up?
Oh, you learned this in that sewing circle, didn't you?
You learned it from watching them.
Yeah, we're all hardline religious teetotalers. That's an element of the cult we decided.
We all each drink a bottle of white wine a night.
Bramwell will politely take the heart and respectfully nod and walk away.
Or did you think you're supposed to eat the heart?
That's why it was being offered to me.
Dark meat, hello.
I guess that's true. I don't know. I'm fucking stupid. That's why I was thinking it was like in video games. They just like give you a heart.
It's just like it's a power-up icon.
Oh, no, I got a heart piece, yeah. It was the easiest fucking heart container from Zelda. It was like, the NPC
I've been
just
really
gives you one.
struggling
Here
in
you
a
go.
game on my Switch, and I'm like, ooh, a heart, and that's immediately what I thought.
It's a little late in the campaign to introduce a new mechanic where you have to collect heart containers, I feel like.
It'd be funny, though.
We've missed a lot, I feel like. Unless you back-ended it.
Well, do you still get the extra hearts if you don't eat it, then?
It was just a joke about how Staples eats people. It's not that deep.
I'm planning to throw it at somebody. It's fine. It's in my inventory.
Okay, you leave young Staples and Dwayne behind to clean up the crash to basically secure any valuables.
No, this is Chekhov's heart, you see. This is now the thing that's going to be the critical item that allows us to achieve victory in the end.
We're gonna use it to be like, we murdered someone that we didn't actually murder. Here's the heart. We proved it.
Austin, I want to combine things in my inventory. What happens if I combine my heart and my toaster?
We say this every couple of episodes because we've had the toaster, we've had the heart, we've had the crowbar, and we're constantly saying things are the Chekhov's gun.
Austin,
Yeah.
mix heart with toaster.
Young has the toaster, and you know this.
They are right there. They could easily come by and give me the toaster for the purposes of this situation.
We've never used a toaster. We
Mix
have to.
heart and toaster.
Chekhov's toaster, Chekhov's heart.
All the Batfolk are dead. Game over.
This is the worst King's Quest. I hate it.
Okay, I don't know how much of this we're going to leave in, but the party eventually exits the Thriller Bark and enters the Glass Forest after much conversation. And now, Lauren, if you would like to make an additional roll here, this would be the appropriate time.
For insight?
Survival.
Okay, you know what? Survival's good too.
What about if we rolled insight to find out which role we needed to do?
I'm going to make no NPCs in the rest of this session just so you can't insight them.
You know what's fun?
What?
I just botched.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, cool.
Hell yeah,
As
fuck.
if the world hasn't fucked me enough lately. Thanks. Roll 20.
Now the episode gets to start.
Do we all need to roll?
Wait, let me
No,
know.
I've
Hold
decided.
on.
This episode's taken a turn right out of the gate. We spent 25 minutes talking about bullshit.
Hold on. I'm gonna reread all
I
my
got a
stuff
19!
because I do get advantage on some rolls. Let me just read everything I can really fast.
Nope, this episode's now about Lola's botch. That's what this episode 32 will always be known as, the one where Lola botched.
Okay.
Okay, so the party enters the Glass Forest. It is a confusing maze of strange trees and foliage that each refract light in ways that you find very disorienting. Your ranger is not actually particularly skilled in ranging or survival. They mostly just get animals to tell them what's up. But because there has been fierce fighting here between the Murciel and the God King's troops, the animals have fled, and Lola leads you in circles.
Cool.
Before we find out how bad this gets, I want to say Zur is the one who's up ahead with Lola, the NPC that's with you right now.
The one who lives here and should know how to get back?
Yeah, I mean, he's going to. Okay, so first of all, the Glass Forest, if you've seen the map, is very huge, right? He knows some of it. But for example, if you drop me in certain parts of Tallahassee, I would not be able to get you back to my house, okay? Just because I've lived there for 10 years doesn't necessarily mean anything. The other thing is that
Maybe you need to learn your city a little better, man. That ain't cool.
I've moved to a much bigger city, so look forward to this problem only exacerbating.
This city's easy.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's very navigable.
Conrad and I will talk about this later at a different time.
Can I just boo the both of you while you have this conversation?
Yeah. Okay, now we have an East versus West Pennsylvania thing, a kind of new, fun rivalry on the show.
Yeah.
Zur is up there. He's basically trying to help a little bit, but also letting Lola do his thing. He doesn't want to be seen as kind of like, taking the reins from Lola. That's probably a bad look.
See,
But
that's kind of a dynamic I experience IRL.
what?
That people want to let me do things, but it would have been fine if they'd helped. Because I fuck it up on my own.
Yeah, there's part of him that wants to speak up, but he's like, oh, no, she's probably got it. And on the inside, you're just like, oh, God, I don't got it. I don't got it.
I don't got it. I don't got it.
But he says, so that's the second member of the Conclave we've killed. That's like, we're doing some real hero shit, huh?
I mean, mean, I don't know. I'm not one to, I think the word people tend to use the word hero a little too much. It's like, oh, they're a hero, and they don't examine anything else about whoever they call a hero. I don't know. Feels mighty bad to call myself. It feels gross to call myself a hero. I just, pet animals, and then they eat bad guys sometimes. But I'm no hero.
I'm old and I punch people. I don't think that makes me a hero. Makes me thirsty, though.
You got all that good heart blood.
No, don't want to use that up now. I need all those ribosomes to really kickstart the old brain doodle once it gets later, things like that.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with those riboflavins.
Yeah, steroid receptors.
No, there's nothing heroic in murder. It's just murder. You just killed a whole bunch of genasi.
Sometimes murder is necessary. That doesn't mean it is heroic.
Did I ever tell you all about the time I murdered a man with a shovel?
No, you haven't.
And not the end you're thinking of.
So the climax of that train heist was when Vireen slammed the obsidian spike through the deacon's head. That's your first murder?
Oh, yes, then yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
that would be. Yeah.
Well, that's a surprise.
Do you also feel that way about all the people killed in the derailing, or is that just the environmental casualties that are not really your fault?
That's unfortunate collateral damage.
Okay, so you have one.
All right.
All right, so not everyone in the party is a murderer, and you all just say
Yay.
you all say that you don't feel like heroes. You're just killers who happen to have been recruited to send some messages to some people, which is very interesting. I think Zur says,
Well, I feel not quite that. I feel it's like you gotta do what you gotta do living out in the wild.
yeah, but I think Zur says I just stole some people's knickknacks and food when they came through, and I was like, I'm the bandit king of the glass forest. I feel like most people, if they killed several high-ranking military figures in service of a rebellion, they'd be like, yeah, I'm a hero of the revolution. I'm a badass. I'm an important historical figure.
I feel like the thing for Vindrass is she's done things that are very cool and the kind of things that you imagine a hero doing, but it just doesn't feel very heroic. It's, she'll be just as happy when this is done and she can go do something that isn't overthrowing a king.
Yeah. So I think the last thing Zur says, so we're all in though, right? You're not all just gonna run off?
No, we're in, but we don't have to be heroes to do what needs to be done.
I think that statement hangs in the air, that profundity, Vindrass, at which point Lola steps in some mud and goes sliding down a hill and out of sight because she botched, and now we get to have fun with it.
Whee!
By we mean you.
I hope you all have fun with it too.
Okay.
Okay.
Where am I, bitch?
So Lola, you slide down a muddy hill, down. So basically, you end up going through a bush which was made of sharp glass. Obviously, you're not going to take that much damage because you're small and flexible. I think we're just looking at 2 damage here. Not bad. The main thing is it's a little difficult for the other characters to catch up with you right away, just because they don't want to slice themselves to ribbons.
We didn't roll dice, right? Hit dice.
Yeah, you guys all should be healed up.
Okay, perfect. That's great. 2 damage?
Yep.
Lovely.
So what happens at the bottom of this slide, Lola, is you find yourself face to face with a bunch of bones, a pile of bones.
Okay.
All around you, there are bones, different various species. Most seem pretty sapient: humans, halflings, dwarves. You also see that there are tattered clothing and backpacks and so forth. There's a word for backpack, which is not backpack, that escaped me for a moment.
Knapsack?
Knapsack.
Knapsack?
Yeah. Just it looks like people who travel through this forest have ended up here in droves, dead.
What do I roll to leave?
Anything but insight, which I have decided arbitrarily is not going to be you today.
Oh, what is survival?
You just rolled survival, so why don't...
Or my insight? Can I roll insight on the bones?
how about investigation?
I rolled a 2.
Oh my lord. All right.
What? Why does the world hate me this week?
I got a 3.
Wait, you're not here.
Well, yeah, I'll give the party some chance here in a second because we do have a 24 and a 19. So there's going to be some success coming up. But for this too, Lola, you find yourself in this muddy kind of undergrowth at the bottom of this hill. You know that place in Fellowship of the Ring where the hobbits hide from the ring wraith?
Yeah, under the tree.
Glorzen tree.
Is there a hole in like a tree that I can hide in?
So that's exactly with a 2. That's exactly what you see is like a hole in a tree you can hide in. And when you go over to hide in it, something lunges out, grabs you, and yanks you inside.
No, in the tree, inside the tree,
Under the tree.
under the tree.
You know,
I don't like being under.
in the hobbit hiding area.
That's where worms live.
You take 2 more damage as you were grabbed by the wrist and yanked under.
Off. Merry Christmas from Austin.
I could be rolling much more than D4s.
I know, I'm just fucking with you. Fine, 2 more damage.
So the rest of the party sees Lola slide down under these glass bushes and to the bottom of this hill, and you all eventually can make your way down there. You find the same thing she saw, which is this muddy kind of an area where something can hide under these trees, essentially. We have a 19 and a 24. So I think Bramwell...
Yes.
Bramwell, you have a 24 for survival. So I want to say what you find, in addition to these bones and these personal effects, is you find what is undeniably some kobold bones specifically.
They look fresh.
No, but
It couldn't possibly be all of that.
No. I think there's a moment where you're like, oh god, because you see like all these bodies and they're like clearly human, clearly dwarf. But then you see one that has like a tail and like a more reptilian head, and you're like, what the fuck? Lola's a skeleton. Oh wait, no, Lola can't be a skeleton. She literally left my sight for 30 seconds. She could not have been skeletonized so quickly.
Really?
We don't know there's not things that eat flesh very quickly.
Yeah, aren't there like those ants that like fucking strip the meat off a thing in like 15 seconds?
I mean, it's D&D, so I'm sure there's monsters that like spit acid.
There's a scientist that literally creates new murder creatures. Anything could exist.
Okay, everybody but Lola, everybody but Lauren, insight check.
Sweet.
On these bones to see if it's Lola.
I crit! 25!
Holy shit.
I got a 16.
17.
Oh my god, such unmitigated success. What am I supposed to do with this? Okay, Lauren just went to the bathroom. Apparently, this is the worst timing. You monster. I'm gonna scream at you.
Now the episode is about all of our successes instead.
Are you fucking kidding? I'm sorry. I have a liter of smart water, and I've just been drinking like half of it since we recorded. Okay, what do we need?
So Bramwell crit, and then everyone else also did incredibly well, 17 and 16. So here's the process. You all come down this hill. You find this muddy area. It's almost like a big circular...
Slip and slide.
It's yeah, I mean, it slips down into it. But like now, I'm just going to call this like the pit or the den where all these bones are. You see what's clearly a kobold skull and tail. And you panic, oh god, Lola's a kobold, what the fuck is going on? With a crit, I'm going to say 2 things immediately strike you. One is that these are exactly the same size as Lola Beans. And the other is that that it can't be Lola Beans because she does not have any of the personal effects. For example, the heck bow, which, you know...
Or a whole tail.
Yeah, well, you've lost your tail before. I was going to say, you know, if Lola was going to die, she would die with the heck bow. She would not. It would be with
Well,
her.
and like, are my animals with the gang?
For simplicity, I often kind of just rule that the animals are following along at a safe distance until you invoke them. So we can say that they catch up with the group.
Okay, because they could sniff me out.
Well, yeah, I mean, Bramwell crit, so we're getting everything. I just want an immediate reaction to this, which is Bramwell says, hey, everybody, kobold bones, oh god, they're exactly the size of Lola. Like a critical hit, that's how certain I am of them being exactly the same size as Lola. But her stuff isn't here.
It couldn't possibly be her. She wouldn't have left none of her stuff behind.
At least there would be fancy rocks in a pouch.
We can't rule out that her flesh was very quickly eaten and then the killer stole the bow.
I've heard there are ants that could do that.
I've seen her eat. It's incredible.
This is one of your kinky things.
No, she's a voracious eater.
Oh no, not four again.
Yeah, pick a kobold clean in probably 30 seconds if she were really at it.
I really had it myself. Do you think it would be like a good... I mean, I do love wings.
Life's too short to waste time eating. There's so many other things to do in a very short life.
Are you asking if kobolds taste good?
Does anyone have any sauce?
Is that what I just heard?
Barbecue?
Okay, so the party succeeded, and then we have a crit, as I've said. So that's the knowledge I wanted to give you. But I think I have to go further here and say that you hear a low noise, a kind of combination of growl and kind of a rumbling almost, a very strange animalistic noise. And you see from a muddy hole under one of the trees at the edge of the pit, down here in the den with you, a creature makes itself known. This thing, it's only its head sticking out, but you get the sense that there's much more of it still burrowed into the mud here. It is a furry creature, a long head with huge, sharp teeth. You've seen this animal on the bow of your ship.
What's on the bow of our ship again?
Crocodile or something?
It's a gator thing? Is it a gator thing?
It's the alligator.
Oh, he can kill me. It's fine.
The otter alligator. It's funny you say that, Lola.
Oh, I smooch his little nose. Is he have an alligator snout? Or is it like an otter snout that's stretched as long as an otter snout?
It's like alligator proportions, right? It's like alligator size, but it's been reskinned with an otter like Fortnite skin, where it's no.
Honestly, that's actually probably more terrifying than an otter itself. No, because otters have like, if they're in big enough packs, they've killed like entire families of gators in the Everglades. They're fucking monsters.
Yeah, that's what I'm going with here. Is that when you think of these two animals, you think obviously the gator is the more terrifying threat. They've existed since.
Oh no! The otter is.
Yeah, like this is a prehistoric, terrifying, like alien-minded lizard creature, and then the thing that is much more terrifying than that, the otter, which is known to take prisoners for ransom. They're necrophiliacs, they're serial killers, they're very smart, and they're often rabid.
What do I roll to find a clam to give it?
Well, Lola, you were grabbed by it and pulled into its den, and you have been, you are like underneath it, because this thing is like 2,000 pounds. It's a full...
Sure, yeah.
15-foot alligator, but it is furry like an otter, and it has the kind of an intelligence and tool use of an otter in addition to that. So you're pinned in here in its den with it, and it growls / kind of rumbles. I don't know if you've heard an alligator noise before. It's a very strange kind of noise. It does that in addition to like a combination otter growl at the party who has stepped into its den and threatens its meal.
All right, how many scallops do I have to offer?
Hey, we're not threatening its meal. Its meal is our friend.
You're threatening it to get its meal.
It doesn't know. It does not grasp the nuances of this interaction, the dynamics at play. But the parties with your great rolls, you see it and it acknowledges you before it can like pounce and also take someone else.
All right, if there's no scallops, what about clams or mussels? You're so mad.
I'm not mad. That's for somebody else to decide. Lola, you got.
I'm God. Yeah, you know what? I'm a scallop now.
Well, as Bramwell, I don't want Lola to die, but I also know it would kill her more spiritually if I hurt this animal. So I feel like I shouldn't Like I should just try an animal handling to try to pacify the situation.
All right, interesting.
Can I create food and water to try and give it some nice food?
Make it full.
Yeah.
I might need that, because I'm going to need advantage.
Yeah, that will give everyone advantage on animal handling if Vindrass burns a spell slot to make it some scallops.
Fuck it. I'm gonna make it some. What's their food of choice?
Hands mostly.
It's a big old pile of hands.
I magically summon a pile of hands.
That's a bit ham-handed.
It's scallops if Animal Crossing tells me anything.
Well, I got a 14 then for my animal handling. After I chuck around that big pile of hands.
I got a 16.
Hell yeah.
I got a 20.
Hell yeah.
16 and 20. That's what we need. So Vireen, as the highest roller, paint me the picture of pacifying the alligator. 2,000 pounds, maybe even more, of apex predator tool using prehistoric lethality.
All right, so we got these hands, right?
Yeah, Vindrass is in a corner, just like one hand is magicking some hands into existence, and the other one is like throwing them over to you. They'll be more as soon as they're ready.
Vindrass is tossing them over to Vireen, and Vireen's doing a whole juggling thing with them. It's a big show, of going all four hands, because they've been practicing the juggling, and then just tossing them to the otter as, treats.
Like it's like a fucking water, like an aquarium or some
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, so I think the alligator has to like roll over onto its back to like grab them with its otter hands. You know how the otters in like shows are like floating and they'll hold the little the little clams in their tummy pouch.
That's how they break their clams.
Yeah. So the alligator wouldn't be able to do this. It doesn't have the kind of arms or finger situation, but the alligator as a combination does. And so it's dexterously grabbing these hands, kind of doing that thing otters do where like checks the hardiness of it, like pull some of the fingers off to the way it like breaks open a clam, and it's just like
So they take a rock and bap it.
yeah, taking a rock to break the individual fingers off the hand.
Because they keep their favorite rocks in like folds of their skin, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that's one of the wild things about otters. They can use and store tools.
They're so good.
They're so good.
So dangerous. So mean.
Besides the Denesian chimera, this is like the deadliest hybrid animal, I think.
Of course it is.
There was also the thing on the 5th floor of the hotel, but I'm not going to let you know what that is yet necessarily.
Why not? We're not going back there, right?
But maybe. You don't know.
No, I want to know.
So it rolls over to get these hands, to catch these hands. Lola, you can slowly like crawl out of the den if you would like, unless you want to do something else. I don't know. You're free though.
Nah, I'm not gonna hurt it out. Just wiggle out. Just do a little like Tomb Raider crawl out.
Yeah, you crawl through the mud up to where Bramwell is, and you're face to face with your own skull.
That's not my skull. It's in my head.
Okay.
I want you to like knock on my head. I hope we're going somewhere muddy because I got really good camouflage now.
In the background, this giant primordial murder creature is eating a bucket of hands, and you're just rolling in the mud like, look, now I'm invisible.
Nobody can ever see me again. That's how camouflage works.
Worked for the predator.
You don't see... Do you see me? No, you don't. You're lying.
That's exactly what I was thinking. But yeah, so you all can crawl out of this den now if you would like, or you can do some additional investigations or interactions here. But the immediate danger is past.
Feels like a bad place to hang out.
Let's do... can I do a perception check to see if I spot anything else that's interesting in this little burrow?
Yeah, maybe there's something valuable in and amongst... I mean, because I doubt that it wanted any of its treasures.
That's true. I rolled an 11.
I got...
I
7.
crit 22.
Holy shit, dude.
I'm not even gonna bother rolling. You've done that.
Isn't there a thing where you can like throw bones out and it like lands a certain way and you can see the future? Is that what Conrad just did?
Yeah, haruspicy is the branch of magic using entrails and bones to see the future.
Fun times.
A person who practices haruspicy is a haruspex. I got so with a crit, Vireen, I'm going to give you guys a cool new item, but I wasn't prepared for this, so now I have to look up my fucking item list, dog.
Owned.
Do you need me to go take a smoke break?
I could use a smoke break.
I don't have a non-spiritual weapon anymore.
Yeah, see, so Vindrass
Put
could
that
probably
out
use
there.
something. But that's cute, because then I could find something for Vindrass.
Okay, that is cute.
That is cute.
So we could do two things. We can have an item from our previous season be in this pit, and we can have that as a reference, or you can right now describe to me a cool new item that debuts at this point.
I'm not big on lore,
Fair.
but I'm even less big on having to come up with ideas of my own.
Ideas in the moment are very difficult, whereas things that already exist, that's just Austin's got to pick from a list. That's fine.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough.
Fan service always goes over well.
I have an exact idea of what you find here, Vireen, which you can give to Vindrass to be her new physical attacking weapon. It is a ocean blue quarterstaff. It is strangely blue, like fresh ocean waves, which I guess you may never have seen in your life. But it's hypnotic. It's almost, it's definitely magical, but in a way that you're not even sure what kind of magic it would have. It's so that's the first thing. Yeah. So Vireen, you pull this quarter staff out of the mud. I think that's the visual I want. Is like it's completely buried. You're just like kind of looking through bones and stuff, and you grip this thing, and you're all the I was gonna say all the hair on your arm stands up, but you're scaly, so I don't even know if that's anything.
All the tips of his scales go up on him.
Yeah, and you pull it out of the mud and you like wipe it off, and your hand, as it like moves the mud, just reveals this deep blue magical quarterstaff that you feel like a weird feeling in your stomach, like flying. And you can hand that to Vireen, who will need to, I guess, attune to it to understand its full potential.
Did you mean hand it to Vindrass?
Did mean hand. He did mean hand it to Vindrass, which Vireen's going to do.
So right now, I'm just gonna say it's +2. I believe the Axe Bologna was +1.
Okay, cool.
But you're almost certain it has additional benefits.
Mysterious.
So yeah, you're still using, I believe, mace stats because you're a cleric, but
it now says quarterstaff.
Yeah.
It's fine now.
Okay, so that's what you find here in this pit with this alligator.
Vindrass is very appreciative.
Nice.
Maybe with time it will come to have such a legendary status as the Axe Bologna, but only time shall tell. I mean, it's not got an abalone on the end of it, but, you know. Maybe I could find a big abalone and... Maybe I could find an abalone and just, like, glue it to the end.
Yeah, exactly. Or you can make one out of clay and then glue it to the end. No one will know.
Abalone, 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 I made you out of clay.
or ask Staples to knit you one.
Happy Hanukkah, I guess.
What?
It's an abalone-shaped knitted quarterstaff cover.
Yeah, Staples makes you a little cozy for it. All right, so what do you all do?
We killed the God King. It's all good. Everyone's cool. Great time.
We have to get back and actually find the bats, right? We haven't actually found out if they're okay.
I was joking, but I guess we should find the bat.
Well, last I heard, they were all dead.
No, they got the Weagle.
All right, so the party kind of slowly makes their way back up the muddy incline and out of the pit, leaving the alligator with all these hands.
All these hands.
Yeah, I think you begin, Azur, like, steps up and goes, all right, so that was fun. Lola, are you okay?
I'm fine.
Are you going to stay muddy for stealth?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people are down on it, but if you try just being coated in mud, it's got a lot of tactical advantages. It's like a mini spa day.
I think Azur just scoops up some mud and also covers himself in it. It's like, that's it.
Yeah, that's spirit.
Yeah. If you don't pee your pants, you're not cool. I'm the Miles Davis. Never mind.
Shut up.
Billy Madison. Is that Billy Madison? Anyway, Zur covers himself in mud to be like Lola, so you don't feel weird.
Nice. Aw, so sweet.
And this time he kind of very smoothly transitions into leading. He doesn't make a big show of like, all right, Lola, you fucked up and fell down a hill. Now I'm in charge. She's just like, ooh, what's over here? And just starts walking.
Does he do like a little wink though, just to be a little bitch?
No, I don't think he doesn't have the confidence to do that considering you throttled him in the
I don't
kitchen.
have the energy to be. I don't have the energy for that. How all my family would be doing.
I think he sees some bats in the forest and like talks to them real quick and kind of discerns that when the God King's forces attacked, there was a big battle throughout the glass forest and different groups of the bats were like separated and scattered throughout the forest. And he says from the intelligence he gathers that Diana, the leader of the Murciel, who you were here to talk about the rebellion with, has gone north. And so you take off in that direction.
Okay, but like everyone's evacuated. The Buigle got them all.
Because you summoned the Buigle and then sent it off here, mass casualties have been avoided.
Do we know where the God King is headed from here next?
That's a good question. So the God King travels around in, Wolfram Castle, this giant cruise ship that they build a medieval castle on top of.
Yeah, Howl's Moving Castle.
Howl's Moving Castle. But you don't, so it doesn't have any one spot, and in fact can react pretty quickly to threats and, be deployed. So it's difficult to nail down. That's part of the question. So
can we roll insight to see where we should go next?
Fuck you.
You will love it. You think it's hilarious.
But I think pinning down the castle is literally one of the most important military questions right now because rebellion has broken out all over the country, but you don't really know what the plan is for killing Wolfram, or if that is the plan. Like, there's these military questions still hanging.
Okay, I have an idea. We discussed previously in the season that how I knew Sabrina's name was Sabrina. It's because I can have like little rats or birds or whatever, like give me information.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a network I can use to find out where exactly, like what part of the world or whatever, the castle is? I mean,
yeah. So the animals who tell you stuff is flavor for rolls. So to answer your question, you can always roll to know stuff. What you're asking is to do a history roll. And then we can use that flavor of the animal network to explain why your role does what it does.
Okay, let's see if I do anything good. 16!
Yeah, so basically for the entire second half of this campaign, there's been like military questions about like how many troops does the God King have? Where is he deploying them? What is the rebellion going to do? And none of your characters have seemed particularly invested in any of that, which is fair. None of you are like, that's not your bag necessarily. Because if you think about like media about rebellions, right? Like Star Wars is the classic one. Like Luke does not start the rebellion personally and then lead troops on the front lines for years, and then he just like jumps ahead to the final boss after joining halfway through.
Just falls into it.
And that's kind of been this party's thing, is that you were just escorting a princess who was blackmailing you, completely unrelated. You met up with people who were doing rebellion and you agreed to deliver messages. That's it. You're not rebellion leaders. You're not generals. You're not admirals. You're just messenger people who've been caught up in other events. And like I've always tried to avoid the implication that like the moles need you to save them, right? Like just because they are marginalized people doesn't mean they're helpless. So that's important to me, is that in the background, other people are doing important things.
We're mainly here to facilitate telling the various bits of the rebellion, hey, the rebellion exists and it is still going, and you're all here. You can do this.
Yeah. So like your roles are crucial. This is an important story to be told, but you are not the people for whom the whole world revolves around. You are not the center of the world and the only important people who exist.
Right.
Look, rebellion's good for us because all of us at one point were going to get murdered by an arsehole, and we kind of... rebellion would see that guy killed, and that'd be cool.
That sounds too close to real life. So we're all going to get killed by an asshole.
Yeah, I mean, you all have different reasons, too. Like, Vireen and Vindrass were being discriminated against for their race and their religion. Bramwell wanted to protect the daughters who were being used for political purposes. And then Lola is just an existential threat because you're a conduit. So you all have different reasons for being caught up in this. But at the end of the day, it is good for you, just in different ways. So I'm saying all that to say that... the animals can tell you if you ask like some birds and some squirrels like where is the castle. They will tell you that the castle is currently heading away from populated areas because the God King doesn't want to get ganked. Like he doesn't want just some people jumping on his castle and stabbing him. So he's actually fleeing.
Would the messengers know whether or not he was actually in the castle? Or if maybe he was somewhere else and it was like a decoy?
Yeah, I think with the 16, I'll tell you that you absolutely think it's him. He's sitting in his throne room.
Idiot.
I mean, you know out of character that not only is he in his throne room, but he's, channeling himself into salt golems to fight people. Actually, he fought Vindrass, so Vindrass, you're aware of this.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's a coward and a weakling, I know this.
So basically, let's go through the different areas, right? The Gorefields rose up because it was discovered that Amy was plotting against her father. This happened because of some choices Chris made. So like that all blew up, kind of out of your control. You did a great job, frankly, of like securing the iron mine from the moles and so forth. But just some choices were made that blew up that spot. Killing the friar put Murciel in hot water, and then you got him out of the country. Once again, Chris kind of orchestrated that, which made the situation there blow up, although you did save Murciel's life. Now that city is in rebellion. And then there's Absinthia, which is preparing a psychic militia of Terek, a very terrifying thing. But it's actually not, it is not currently in rebellion. I think once the news spreads that the path of the joining has infiltrated, has kind of like spread throughout that community, the God King will send people there. But that's like, in the near future. The important thing for Lola's successful history role here is the idea that the God King is spreading his forces very thin. If you have one army fighting one rebel force, like an army can surround one encampment. If you have two encampments, the army has to break in half to surround them. 3, it's much more difficult. And the thinner the God King's forces get spread, the more weak and vulnerable they are. And then the last group is the Murciel, who you did not get the message to in time, but you did send the Buigle to minimize casualties. But once the God King's forces are split between 4 different locations and you've taken out 2 of the Conclave, he's extremely vulnerable. I think he'll even have to deploy his elite city guards from the castle out to the field, leaving him very vulnerable to a strike on the castle itself.
Let's go that way. For all the reasons that the voice in my head just said.
You can just turn to the group, Lola, and say, the birds are telling me that the God King's castle, is going away from the fighting. You point...
The birds told me!
But you say, if Diana can rally the forces here, the God King will have to send out the rest of his troops and split the forces he has already out. And he'll just be... They won't be one big scary army. They'll be 4 depleted, scared armies.
Yeah.
Alright, hands up if you want to be part of the main team to stab the God King.
I mean, obviously, I've kicked his ass once, I want to do it again.
How many people stabbed Caesar?
22, I think.
Alright, we need 10 more people.
Well, I think that's the thing, Lola, is I've never said to the players, as the DM, I think it's important that the player characters are the ones who kill the final boss. But I think if Lola is hey, we send this message to these 4 armies, they split the enemy forces all up, leave the castle undefended, then we, a highly competent strike force of murderers, sneaks in the undefended castle, we can take this dude out. I think this is a really cool plan to have.
I mean, that feels like the best way to do it. I don't know. It's probably leaving a lot up in the air for afterwards, but...
Vindrass is confident that she can kick the God King's ass purely based on having defeated one golem single-handedly.
I mean, he's old and crusty, right?
Exactly, we were explicitly told, look, if you actually get to him, he's not that strong at all. It's just, it's fine.
The last thing I want to say for your success in this history roll, because all of that was just background stuff that you could have gotten from asking an NPC.
What is that? What is asking an NPC?
Huh?
What are you talking about? I don't know what asking an NPC is.
Thank you. Is specifically a kind of 2-shot reminder here. One is that you promised the halflings you would get their potential back from the God King.
Oh, fuck, we did.
Which will not necessarily just be accomplished by stabbing him in the face. It might be, but you don't know that for sure. So that's something to keep in mind, to ask about or to research.
Why do we keep promising things?
And the other thing is that you will need a way to get on board Castle Wolfram. That's not just like you saying out loud, we get on the castle.
I have a grappling hook.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Lola, but that's quite a solo mish, my friend.
I'm so tiny.
So I don't know if any of you are keeping notes, like you have like a little mission checklist to update your journal or whatever, but those are two things I will remind you to keep in mind.
Oh, right. Fuck, why did we make promises?
Because we needed them to do stuff and to
I
like
forgot.
us and to not hate us.
Well, and you look, the halflings thing, it could be entirely metaphorical. By killing the God King, they won't have to hide from the God King anymore, and therefore there's some potential for their future. Yeah, it's all in the language. Just gotta do a little finessing.
I feel like that would not work. That would not fly, and they'd eat us.
Walking up in the Taco Bell, like, metaphorically, I'm paying you for these chalupas.
Oh, fuck, I really want a chalupa now.
So that conversation we just had represents you all discussing battle plans as you walk through the glass forest to the north, where you heard Diana and her forces went. I'm not going to make you roll because you have Zur to lead you, who I thought was going to die in like episode 5, but he's still here helping.
So this is technically a different arc, right?
No, you will know when you get your animal powers back, you greedy monster.
I'm not greedy. I'm just thinking ahead.
And so eventually you come to a clearing. In this clearing, you see a ton of dead bodies. Most of them are Genasi. A couple are Murciel.
No.
And then you see one person sitting in the middle of these bodies in a kind of lotus pose. Just chilling.
Who is it?
It's Diana.
Is she? Hey, Diana, you all right?
She is a Honduran white bat. These little puffy white fluffball bats with little yellow ears. Their little noses look like leaves. Leaves? Why did I say leaves?
They're cotton balls that sleeps and leaves.
Yeah, actually, I changed that. She's not sitting like in a lotus position amongst the bodies. I think she's actually hanging from one of the trees in the edge of the clearing, taking a little nap.
Hi. Well, so a lot of dead bodies. You all right?
Napping.
Well, I nap, but I don't know. I have a hard time falling asleep next to corpses. I don't know if it's the same for everybody else.
It's the middle of the day, child. That's why so loud.
'Cause there's everybody dead.
I'm nocturnal, young lady.
There's corpses everywhere.
Do you eat hearts? I have one for you.
I think Zur shoots you a look, Lola, like, hey, chill, like, don't start stuff with her. Let me just look what Honduran white bats eat. Do they eat hearts?
All right, fine. I'll be quiet.
They only eat fruit or vegetation.
Oh. Well, the heart's kind of a fruit when you think about it, the fruit of the body. So like the pineapple of the body.
I was saying, is that the testicles?
Oh, jeez. Lauren.
That's what fruit are for plants!
Lauren.
Are you? Tell me I'm wrong.
You offer the heart out to Diana, and her little nose wiggles and then crinkles away, disgusted, as her eyes still have not opened. And she says, if you want to stick around, maybe create some defensive fortifications for the next wave.
How many more are there?
She sniffs the air and says, not many left.
Then it's a stand here. Excellent. I haven't built trenches in forever. Does anyone have a shovel? Did I ever tell anybody about the time I murdered a man with the shovel?
I feel like one of us had a shovel.
Which end, laddie?
Well, that's the part that'll surprise you.
I feel like you really want to tell us about this time you murdered someone with a shovel.
Who has a shovel? I want to wear someone with a shovel. Also, I looked it up, and apparently the word avocado comes from the Aztec word for testicles, so suck it.
I didn't know that was in dispute.
That's the fruit of the tree! It's the testicles, Austin!
Okay, So, tell me how you build fortifications. If you do so, how else you prepare for the oncoming enemy, and then let's make some rolls to do that.
So what are the enemies that are supposed to be coming? What are we expecting?
That's a good question. Do you ask that, Bramwell?
Yes.
She says, our mortal enemies, our ancient enemies of the forest, the spectral bats, have sided with the God King.
They eat people.
They are cannibals.
So many cannibals.
I want to drop the heart and stomp on it on the ground.
Is it technically a cannibal if they eat a different, like if a spectral bat person eats a kobold? Is that cannibalism?
No, so spectral bats are a real kind of bat that eat other bats.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah. But in this universe, anything sapient eating another sapient thing is considered a kind of cannibalism.
Okay.
But yeah, these are specifically bats that eat bats who prey on the bat folk tribes you're friends with. But what has the God King offered them? No one knows. Good question.
Do you know what the God King's offered them?
Bats who eat boys, who eat boys, who eat
I think
bats,
Austin just
who
told us
eat
no
bats,
one
who eat
knows.
Boys who eat bats, who eat boys.
I'm going to bass boost that in post and give it a beat, and then that's going to be 20 minutes of the episode. When you ask what the God King offered them, one of Diana's eyes open, and she says, his stolen power. This potential he wields.
They gave it back. He gave it back to the bats?
It seems so.
How does that happen?
He gives salt crystals to those that would serve him.
I have an idea.
Oh, yeah?
Alright, so here's my idea, right? If we're gonna make a stand and confront, pass without trace, and we hide in some, like, caves or trees or some shit.
This fucking spell again. Gygax!
It's so good!
You fucked me for the last time, Gary!
So everybody gets a +10 to bonus to dexterity.
I botched and got an 11.
No! No!
Hell yeah.
Fuck.
Sorry.
I also botched.
What?
Gary, you've done it again!
What are we rolling?
Stealth
Oh,
plus 10
fuck.
to whatever
With
your
a-
bonus is.
The +10 bonus.
I literally just threw my phone across the room. I'm so mad.
We need you to get a crit, Conrad.
Yeah, no, I got a 19, but I only rolled a 6. Terrible.
Alright, a double botch. This is so funny because I was like, well, there goes this
Sorry, I
fucking
shouldn't
encounter.
keep screaming, but I'm so mad. I'm so mad. I'm so mad. I'm the maddest I've ever been.
So here's how this goes down. I think Lola casts Pass Without a Trace, which makes you all very stealthy. Bramwell, you said he wanted to dig trenches. I think, Vindrass, you can jump up in a tree just to make this ambush so that when the spectral bats get here, you can all just pounce on them and destroy their shit. Unfortunately, with 2 botches, what I'm going to say is the
Bullshit.
spectral bats who have sided with the God King against their hated enemy, the non-cannibal bats, have been given
That's a great band name.
non-cannibal bats.
Yes.
Yeah, flying foxes and white Honduran bats are mostly eat fruits and vegetables. So I was going to say like the vegetarian bats versus the carnivorous bats, but not all carnivorous bats are cannibalistic, so it feels like drawing weird lines. But the point is, the friendly bats are preyed on by the not friendly bats here in the forest, and one of them is sided with the tyrant God King.
Oh, I thought you said one of the regular bats was a mole.
No, we don't have a mole anymore. Now I'm
Okay. Conrad.
Unfortunately, the God King gave the spectral bats salt crystals to give them those those conduit powers, which eventually overwhelm and kill them. Not to all of them, but to the strike force to deal a fatal blow to the heart of the Murciel community. And the vanguard of this force, their conduits allow them to see through your spell, Lola.
Does it only see the people who botched?
Yeah, I mean, yes. So both Vindrass and Bramwell botched, so I had to punish them. It's been a while since Vindrass got snatched up, huh? That used to be a fun, like, recurring weekly feature.
Oh, that was a recurring thing, yeah.
I mean, if we really think about it, it's a distraction, right? We planned this.
For a while, I think we had a thing where Vindrass had a bell so she wouldn't be kidnapped, and I think she's probably just given up on
Like
that
a
because it's been so long no
tadpole.
one's tried to kidnap her in a while.
Can Bramwell have been attempting to hide behind a tree, and it's like that picture of the baby elephant who got caught eating sugar cane and tried to hide behind a pole?
I like to think you're on preposterous.
Yeah, like he's all
Right?
preposterous. So it's the two of us trying to
It's
hide
fine,
behind a
this-
pole.
The same size as baby elephant, probably.
Yeah, okay. So you're hiding up in the tree, Vindrass, you're hiding behind a tree, Bramwell, and just these bats sneak out of the forest and grab you and pull you away. I'm putting a spectral bat in the roll 20 for everyone. They have those kind of scoop-shaped noses, which are kind of freaky.
Oh, scoop nose. That's what they used to call me in high school.
Oh, they're still cute. They're just jerks.
I mean, all bats are kind of low-key cute, even the gross ones.
I say, oh, you're gonna say all bats are kind of jerks.
I don't know. I've never met any, so maybe they're nice.
Oh, they
But
eat bugs. It's fine.
Vindrass and Bramwell, you get snatched up. Specifically, like they leap out like an alien in a vent, getting Dallas in Alien 1. Was it Dallas? Is that his name?
If it wasn't White Chicks, which I watched 4 times, then I don't know what you want me to add to this cultural cornucopia of
Why you
movies.
watched that 4 times, Chris?
It's because Terry Crews is magical in that movie.
Honestly, as I was saying that, I remember that I owned the 4-hour movie version of the Hamlet, starring and directed by not Carrie Elways. Fuck, was it Kenneth Branagh?
Yes, Arthur Dallas is the name of that character who's in the ventilation system in Alien 1 and it gets snatched. It's a very cool scene. That's what happens to the two of you, but when you see just like their face spring out when they grab you, they have just pink salt crystals growing out of their eye sockets.
So do Vireen and I see this?
No, I think with these botches, they get grabbed and then the ambush starts and spectral bats begin pouring into the clearing where your ambush is, and then suddenly Bramwell and Vindrass don't jump out.
Vireen and I are still hidden.
Yeah, let's roll initiative real quick.
Okay.
Bats are very dexterous.
I got a 17 and I'm the lowest? Kind of fucking garbage is math up to today? This is bullshit.
Happy end of 2020.
Fucking statistics are fucking bullshit.
Yeah, coincidentally, Lola, you're up first in the initiative, which means you didn't get taken, so you have a shot at the spectral bats as they kind of fly and run into the clearing.
29, 17, 29.
Wait, how are you rolling 29s?
I get +8, and with my favorite enemies being the humanoids, I add +2 to my attack rolls.
Christ almighty, Lola Beans, roll
I
that.
rolled 3 19s. Holy shit.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Yeah. Okay, so it's
I have to make these encounters harder.
I think Lola just somehow is great. +5 because they're humanoids.
Death incarnate.
All right. 12, 11. Roll 20. Are you okay?
It's 47.
I got 3 12s in a row.
This is absolutely batshit.
Is it? Did they shit?
This is like if you took a fucking Gatling gun back to the Battle of Thermopylae in 300, and when the fucking Persians tried to go through the hot gates, you just mowed every single one of them down.
I like to think maybe roll 20 improves in my new recording room.
Holy shit. All right, Vireen, it's your turn, although there isn't much left. The heck bow just fucking guns them down.
Is that bad, huh?
I have to make these harder. You all are too good at this.
Well, I'll attack the remains, I guess.
Attack the remains.
17, 22, and 18.
Fuck.
All those hit. My word.
Is that 23 damage?
Yep. Okay. So basically, well, I need Conrad and Lauren to paint me a picture of you killing every spectral bat that comes into this clearing before.
Well, see, See, we didn't get got.
It's like the Avengers sequence, right? You know, where it's just like panning around and it's just Lola Beans with the heck bow in one direction,
yeah.
the axe, stop sign in the other, swinging over each other, ducking, rolling. You can fill it all
Well,
in.
see, they're so busy because they caught Vindrass and Bramwell that they didn't even think to look for us, so we just like blindly pew 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 pew, smack smack smack.
Yeah, I did deduct some from the health pool to represent the bats who are not here, so that might not have been enough otherwise, but we'll get to that in a second. So you mow down and slash all these bats, carve them all to bits. And now Vindrass and Bramwell, you've been grabbed by these spectral bats.
Grabbed by the ghoulies, you could say.
I could say that, yeah. They are like humanoid bats. They strange fucking noses. I don't even know how to describe this. They have these weird scoop-shaped noses.
Their noses alone. So
they're
rude.
they're like right up in your face, and you can see with the salt crystals in their eye sockets, just like the bloody, goopy remains of their eyeballs, just like dripping down these crystals.
Oof.
And they take to the sky with like grabbing, hooking their claws into your armor, because both of you are clerics wearing heavy armor, and they literally fly straight up out of the forest and into the sky with both of you, and they're just gonna drop you from terminal height.
I have an important question. Vindrass can leap great heights because of the good leaping legs. Does that mean that Vindrass can fall from great heights and be
Like
fine?
a cat.
I think that might help some, but you're going to take a ton of damage because you're also falling into what is essentially a giant pile of broken glass.
That isn't great.
I think we talked about the kindergarten parachute field day. Do we have that yet? Do we get one?
Why didn't I take some time to learn a trampoline landing spell or something?
Okay, so basically you look down below you and you see the glass forest receding. It's this almost laser light show of trees. It's beautiful as you take to the sky in this kind of crisp, clean air, and you actually are going towards the cracks in the actual like surface of the sky, which is very surreal to you. But both Bramwell and Vindrass find themselves in the same situation, which is a spectral bat is taking you up to the top of the world and going to drop you essentially to death into this glass below.
What if, as I'm falling, I start running down the side of the trees?
Like parkour?
Well, I'm looking through all my stuff because I had prepared, combat ideas, but apparently combat's a bad plan right now.
Take that, Austin.
Well, this is not a problem.
Inform me how it's not a problem.
I got Featherfall. Fuck you.
I got Featherfall. Fuck you. Put that on my tombstone.
60 feet. Reaction. 5 falling creatures within range.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what happens. They take you up to the top of the sky and then drop you, and Bramwell and Vindrass enter free fall. Paint me this picture, Vireen, because they're screaming down towards the forest.
All right, so they come down towards the forest and screaming, quite literally, which is how Vireen looks up and sees them there and reaches back with his bottom left hand, pulls the lute out, strums it with the 2 on the right, and they just slow down.
Vindrass, this whole way down, is convinced she's gonna die, but also, just in case not, has aimed her feet toward the floor, assuming that everything's gonna be fine. Never fallen from this height, it's probably fine. I think she's gonna assume that her legs saved her.
This is such a wild coincidence, too, because I had no idea you were going to botch against these bats. And I had no idea you were going to find an item in the alligator den. But the quarterstaff you found, deep blue, in addition to being a +2 weapon, is enchanted with Featherfall.
Oh, shit!
So when you cast that spell, I think it like resonates with the staff, which just like creates a magical kind of link between them. And this, like Vindrass, you see Vireen below you casting the spell, and you see the quarterstaff pulsing, and it's almost like in a sense it kind of becomes like a witch's broom.
Oh,
Nice.
That's pretty cool.
Because you're so high up in the sky, you can just like get onto it. And so basically, this staff has feather fall, which means you can't be killed from falling from a high height.
Is that as a cantrip, or is that a leveled spell?
It's just an innate aspect of the quarterstaff.
Cool.
But because in this role-playing moment, you're plummeting out of the sky, and you basically have two different instances of feather fall now, I'm giving you the opportunity to mount the staff like a broom and do some witch shit to these two bats, if you would like.
Oh my god, yes I would like.
Whip their hearts
Yes,
out.
I would like. Goodness, so I need to do something that, what's the most witch shit I could be doing?
I was like kissing girls, but
Okay, I want to cast Spirit Guardians, and I want to make them take the form of a bunch of other ghostly witches. I've got my little witchly coven to fly past and do some damage.
Okay, so these are just like generic Halloween witches, kind of?
like Wizard of Oz witches.
Oh yeah, these are the most generic, like, wide-brimmed hat, like, yeah, witches flying by with me.
I have to do a save, then a wisdom save. These bats let someone put salt crystals in their eyeballs, so they're not very wise.
That's the best
Never
judgment.
put salt in your eyes.
Hey kids, you gotta put salt crystals in your eyes?
No, I mean, sure, it was agonizing, but they
Yeah,
wanted...
mister.
They did it for the power. A 12, that almost certainly fails.
I don't know why I thought you were gonna say did it for the vine.
They absolutely did it for the vine as well.
That is 10 damage, which is not ideal, but it looks cool at least.
Yeah. So you only do 10 damage to this bat, and I'm going to say that basically you engage in like a mid-air battle with one of these bats. The other one dive bombs after Bramwell. Bramwell, you're moving slowly because of the feather fall. As you reach the top of the canopy of the glass forest, I guess you have a choice to make. Do you want to land on top of the tree, or do you want to float down to the clearing with the rest of them?
I have an important question I have to ask.
Okay.
So I know Treadwell, Breadwell, and Fredwell are, I think, like lightning, mineral, and steam.
Yeah.
What's Bramwell Jr.'s element?
I believe it was established to be steam because he was the one who threw into the white glass demon.
I think it was
okay.
love.
Well, which one doesn't have an element yet?
Chris, they all have elements. They're just all the same elements.
Can Fredwell's element be farts?
Chris.
That's not an element. You know that.
Yes, it is. It's a mixture of wind and negative.
Oh no, the featherfall spell fails. Weird.
No! I wanted there to be like a small, like slow fart sound effect as I come down because I'm holding it so tightly on the Fredwell.
What the fuck?
And you have to add that sound effect in there. All right, fine. I guess I just won't have any fun with D&D. Can I? There's a helicopter nearby, and I'm gonna put my feet on one of the.
There's a
propellers,
helicopter
and I'm gonna
nearby.
rip it off, and I'm gonna surf down, like Sonic the Hedgehog did.
Okay, I'm gonna ask the question again. Do you land on top of the trees, or do you go down into the clearing?
I'll go down to the clearing.
All right, good, because that puts you with Lola and Vireen, and when the bat comes after you, it slams into the top of the trees, shattering it and sending a rain of glass shards onto all of you. Dexterity saving throw.
I feel like we're fine.
It's raining glass. Hallelujah, it's raining glass.
So is a 7 good?
No.
Huh?
21.
Oh yeah.
Lola's doing so good. Actually, that was 26. I clicked the wrong number. Oh no, 22.
Math.
Plus 6 is what it was.
12.
All right, only Lola
no.
saves. Oh, bad roll. So 4 to everyone but Lola, who takes 2, as the glass shards kind of rain down and give you superficial cuts. And now you 3 are in the clearing with a spectral bat with these 2 crushed eyeballs, sockets filled with salt.
You're telling me that bat crashing into the top of glass trees didn't eat shit and die?
Nope. Because he did a controlled descent with his wings and shattered the thing with his...
Alright, whose turn is it?
Actually, it is bat turn.
Okay, bat. You're
So-
alive for now.
The bat in the air is going to attack Vindrass.
Rude.
That makes sense.
I guess there's nobody else in the air. That doesn't make sense.
That's just math. That's an 8. How's your armor feel about an 8?
An 8's not gonna hit me.
Yeah. Okay, so right now...
Also, did that bat start its turn within 10 feet of me?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Or enter within 10 feet of me during the turn?
Yeah, just do your radiant damage on my whole asshole.
I just killed it.
9 more damage.
Yeah, not the best. Okay, so right now, Vindrass is dueling a bat in the air. You're riding Deep Blue, which is the name of this staff, like a witch's broom, and you're dueling this spectral bat with your coven. On the ground, the rest of the Wolfpack is fighting another spectral bat. Lola, it's your turn.
24, 27, 19, 22.
Okay, none of those hit.
None of them! Uh-oh, that's his conduit. He's got a funky conduit.
The one in the air is the one that allowed the bats to see through your pass without a trace. So that's his power, which isn't particularly useful when a coven of witches is beating
You tricked me.
your skull in. But the one on the ground seems to have some other kind of vision with his salt eyes. As you aim the heck bow at him, he moves gracefully, dodging each one like a practitioner of gun kata from the famous movie Equilibrium.
How much you want to bet? Other people who aren't Austin, how much you want to bet he just made it harder just now? We weren't paying attention.
No, that's not how DMs ever work. You can't adjust the difficulty on the fly. Don't worry, Austin. I got your back, buddy.
Thanks, dog. I actually did have this idea because I once upon a time did see the film Equilibrium, so that's just part of my personality now.
Did you ever see the movie Ultraviolet?
No.
Is that good?
Don't. It's terrible.
Okay.
No,
No,
it's
that's
a
what it
big
was.
pooper.
I should have shot at both, you fucker. You bamboozled me.
Vireen, it's your turn. You see the spectral bat dodge each of Lola's bolts like a choreographed dance, as if it knew what was coming.
Yeah. I don't like.
Farts?
No, farts are fine.
Everyone loves farts. They're hilarious for everyone involved.
There's never been an unentertaining fart.
Yeah.
This is not how we're going to spend the rest of the episode, so...
I did not expect this.
Giuliani farted like twice in that one meeting. It was the best part of it. It's so funny to think on it.
It's very funny.
We're like drama and then little fart sounds.
I'm in hell.
What is our show?
All right, so I'm going to get onto the other side of Bat from Lola.
Ooh.
So, we're on both, surrounded it at least a little bit. And then I'm going to, yeah. Okay. So, yeah, you're one of those cannibal bats? Is that why your mom was eating me last night?
Oh!
Oh, vicious mockery.
Owned.
4, that's a failure.
He probably thinks your mom really was sucking it last night, huh?
1 psychic damage.
You very, 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 barely hurt its feelings.
And have disadvantage on its next attack roll.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, because fictionally I can't justify seeing the future as a way to dodge someone saying something. I guess you could cover your ears, but that's not really the way that
And
person's-
the thing is, you could try to dodge it, but you're still going to hear it, and it's still going to hurt.
Yeah, so I'm saying, literally the spectral bat sees the future and knows you're about to say this, and they could cover their ears, but because they saw it in the future, they already know what's coming. They heard it in their future vision, and their feelings were hurt through that,
Yeah.
So they cover their ears, but it's too late. They've already heard it.
Well, since it's looking this way, maybe it won't see the other attack coming.
Yeah. Vindrass, your turn. You're in the sky. You and the bat.
Right. Spirit Guardians always feels like it should be a concentration spell, but it's not. So,
Spirit Guardians, duration, concentration up to 10 minutes.
it is concentration. Okay, well in that case, I keep concentrating.
All right. You can still do other stuff.
Can I do other? Oh, is it just?
You can't do another concentration, but you can do a non-concentration spell or an attack.
Spiritual weapon. That's the one I'm thinking of. Spiritual weapon feels like it should be concentration and isn't.
Yeah, so you can do a spiritual weapon attack, or if you don't want to spend the spell, you can just do a sick Tony Hawk stunt with your quarterstaff.
I mean, I was gonna summon a spiritual weapon, but now you've suggested it. Yeah, can I do like a... I'm picturing like doing a big drift and then just like smacking them around the face with the back of the staff as I do a cool drift in the air.
I definitely want that to work.
Yeah. How do I do that? That's
Just attack with your weapon.
that's attacks. I'm going to use Psi-Guided Strike to make it more likely to hit. 20, does that hit?
Sure does.
Yep, and then I'm going to use Divine Strike to make it do a bit more damage.
Yeah, so you explicitly have a psionic ability which allows you to manipulate your weapons in combat, and your weapon is also a witch's broom. So you can do all the stunts your little heart desires.
Oh, yeah, I'm ready. Okay, so that's 11 damage, which is going to be another 10 damage when the enemy turn starts. I'm feeling good about that.
Well, yeah, so with the Spirit Guardians, that's going to happen next turn. They're dead. So why don't you just paint me the picture of your Psi-Guided witch's broom highlight reel skating video. It's like a Red Hot Chili Peppers kind of music video style.
Which song?
I was thinking of Dark Necessities, which is literally a skateboarding video.
Oh, I just fucking explode this thing.
Wait, so you hit him so hard with the staff, his head explodes? Is that what you just said to me?
Yes.
His head or the whole body?
I think the head is like if you hit the crystal and it just busts through the back of his head.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's a shattering crystal as opposed to something like, gross and blood filled.
And then what? Do you just like catch the staff with your other hand and then float down hanging from it?
I do now. Down I come like it's the most casual thing in the world.
All right.
I have been flying a broom for a total of about 15 seconds, if I understand how rounds of combat work. And I come down like, no, I was born doing this.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a combination of the staff has Featherfall, Vireen cast Featherfall, and you have Psi-Guided Strike. So it's like you have 3 different kind of control over what's going on here. Bramwell.
I'm just that cool.
Bramwell, it's your turn.
So what's still alive?
There's one spectral bat. It has uncanny abilities to dodge attacks by seeing the future with its crystal vision.
Could I cast silence to stop it from doing that?
You don't know.
Cast silence to see if it'll stop it from doing that.
Interesting. Yeah. So an eerie negative sound falls over the clearing, just like all bird song, all insect chirping, all rustling and crunching underfoot just immediately stops, and it's very creepy.
Yes.
And now it's the bat's turn. The bat is going to pick up a palm frond made of glass and rush at you and impale you with it, Bramwell.
Why me?
Actually, you're right. No, that's Vireen.
No, you sit out. Fuck you. Do it, coward. Little fucking coward bitch.
Jesus, Bramwell, say that.
Okay, here's what's gonna happen. He's gonna break it off on you and then turn and throw the actual branch at Vireen as a lance.
He's gonna try.
25 to Bramwell, 17 to Vireen.
It's got disadvantage on the first attack it makes. So
Oh yeah.
17 on Bramwell.
I mean, yeah, it's gonna hit. Why are you targeting me? Fuck you.
23 on Vireen because you just did a spell.
That's all right. Fine.
all right, it hits.
All right. 7 to Bramwell, 11 to Vireen. So they have this giant glass palm frond, which is like this kind of branch of a tree that has these huge, they're sharp because they're made out of glass, like leaves. And he stabs that into Bramwell. It shatters in your armor, it's cutting you up. And then he turns and launches the branch at Vireen, which stabs into you like a javelin. And we're back to Lola.
All right.
It's just all you have.
So just take a little mind walk with me, Austin.
I will. I just want to say when Bramwell yells that, nothing comes out of his mouth.
No, I can talk through my own silence because I'm dope like that.
All right. So here's my thinking. If I try to shoot him at the same time that I would have Stuart coming from behind to attack him, can he see both futures at once?
Well, here's the question. This puzzle is really about how well do you know D&D's combat system, which is very fun for me.
Fuck off. Fuck all the way off. You're tricking me now.
Because what you asked, you are walking right up to the correct answer and you're knocking on the door. But I don't know if you know how to walk through it, even if it opens. So.
Why is my brain
Wow,
so
everybody
smart?
loves a rules puzzle. Rules
Yeah,
puzzles
it's like
are
I'm
super
so smart,
fun.
but my brain doesn't know anything at the same time. It's not fair.
Ready in action.
Yeah.
There you go, Chris. You've saved. You've saved her.
Oh no, I was looking. I was the Foo Fighters song "Ready in Action." I was just reading off the album.
That
art
can't
or
be
something.
true. That can't be a real thing.
No,
I'm gonna-
you'll never be able to find out if it's true or not.
It's the action that I ready, Stuart.
You basically just declare a trigger. So you will say when Stuart or when I make my attack, Stuart's attack will trigger or something like that. Basically, you set up a cause and then effect
Thank you, Chris.
whenever your action is going to go off. Basically,
You're such a gem. I'm getting ready in action.
Uh-huh.
So that when I attack, Stuart will attack. And all the things Chris said very smartly.
Okay, so when you attack, Stuart gets 1 attack, or when Stuart attacks, you get 3 attacks.
I was going to attack once and then have Stuart attack thrice.
Okay, so Stuart gets the glory. Interesting.
Well, I think, he's got a low center of gravity. He's got so many spikes. And he's such a good boy. I think he deserves it.
All right, yeah. Interesting. Go ahead.
So I roll 4. So my first attack was a 13. Stuart has a 28, a 25, and an 18.
Holy Christ. All right, I think this is over. Roll, but this is brutal.
Is it over? Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. Stuart deserves this. He's been working so hard.
You
all
also
season.
specified that your animals pushed a bunch of people off the train while it was in motion, so they're on a murder spree.
They know what's up. 6, 10, 13. I only get 3 damage because they would have seen the first attack from me, right? Doesn't matter. 23 plus 9. 32.
Yeah. So to compensate for
They're
the fact
dead?
that this person is impossible to hit, they have relatively low health. So that's enough. So in my mind palace right now, Vireen is like yelling. Bramwell has his hammer. He's looking out for that. Lola is shooting bolts. This veil of silence falls, and this person who can see the future is like very closely monitoring your 3 attacks, dancing between them, throwing glass, stabbing when there's an opening, and then just like they turn and they just walk into a wall of Stuart spines.
He turns around and he just like attacks their face. He just like jumps at them.
Okay, it's more of a mauling. I was like thinking that.
Oh yeah, Stuart's ready. He's needed this. Stuart's been so stressed.
Okay, how does this porcupine kill this Batman? Because Stuart's explicitly the size of a pony, so this is like being murdered by little Sebastian.
Yeah, no, he gets. I mean, that's a large enough animal to like mow you over if you're standing, and then he probably just like rolls around on him till he's full of spikes. And he just dies a spiky death.
All right, so all 4 of you are gathered around this bat person as Stuart rolls back and forth over him, just reducing him to ground hamburger meat.
I like how you asked how many people Vireen has actually killed, because Lola's killed countless.
Lola's thirst for blood cannot be sated.
Listen, you gotta do what you gotta do.
All right, what do you all say as you reconvene? I think Vindrass just did some really cool, unexplained shit that the rest of you like would be curious about.
How'd you kill it in the air?
My new staff is pretty good.
And Vireen is tapping his 2 pairs of hands together excitedly, so pleased that she's happy with her gift.
It's hey, the axe baloney. Cool gimmick, cool gag. I'm a witch now.
You know, that cave's kind of win-win all around. You got a cool new
Yeah.
staff. I got to see an alligator. Great times. I'm covered in mud. You know how much I love mud.
Thank you for the not falling to my death staff. Thank you.
Oh, you got it yourself. I was gonna die if you didn't find it. It's cool.
Lola being covered in mud adds another layer to this massacre she just did.
Like Predator.
You rising out of the water like an apocalypse now.
Just like my eyes above the water.
Yeah, I think in the background, obviously, Azur, who's with you, is fighting other spectral bats just off screen, and finishes stabbing one to death, and then comes over, also covered in blood and mud, and says, Wow, cool quarterstaff, Vindrass. Where'd you get that? The holidays are coming up, and if you could could you send me that link?
Sorry, one of a kind, lovely gift from this lovely one over here.
Oh, it's that custom shit. Fuck.
What's a holiday?
Wait, the kobolds don't have any holidays? Zara says in character.
No, I'm not saying kobolds don't have holidays. I'm saying Lola might not.
Oh, we need to make up a holiday.
Merry Bunny Mess. It's every winter we go into the bunny dens and we hibernate with them.
Wait, we can't establish another Easter parallel. We already have Ogster.
Why not? Bunnies all day, all night.
Okay, so it's not really Easter adjacent. It's lagomorphic.
It's just it's just sometimes life is hard. And you just want to take a nap in a pile of bunnies.
Okay, one more time for the people writing the wiki. What's that holiday called?
Bunny Miss. I didn't try. I wasn't being serious.
Hey. If you put Bunny Miss on my calendar, I would be celebrating.
Honestly, I would go to Bunny Miss. I'd be like, fuck yeah.
I know we've already made this joke sometime during the episode, but as far as things to put on your tombstone, I didn't try is up there.
Oh yeah, that'd be like, it'll be bigger on my tombstone than even my name. Just half of it says I didn't try. Tiny letters, Lauren Morgan, beloved friend, daughter.
So as Lola Beans explains Bunny Miss to the party, you hear a snoring sound behind you.
Is it the alligator?
No, he didn't follow you across the forest.
What if he came back? What if it stabbed back? Maybe I want to be friends.
You could have been friends. You didn't ask.
Next arc, I'm calling him. Who's sleeping? Oh, it's Diana.
Yeah, so Lola, you turn around and you see Diana drooping from the branches of a tree. I think like one foot is coming hooked and she's just hanging by one foot, snoring peacefully.
Hey, we killed a lot of people. Wake up.
Not so loud, child. Tea first.
This is time to be loud. We killed a bunch of people.
Oh, thank you so much for your help.
You should get out of here.
I have so much to do.
Well, why not evacuate with everyone else?
I have ordered many evacuations. Our people are safe now because of the intervention of a strange sky creature.
Oh, the Weagle? Yeah, her name is Candace.
You didn't establish that?
I just thought of it now.
Cool.
Why don't you go with? I mean, it's not like it's safe for you either.
We must muster our forces here to defend the forest.
Well, is that everyone who went with the Weagle, they're working on it? So shouldn't you be with your people to strategize?
There will be time to strategize shortly. Right now, I have entered the dream realm to make contact with a powerful spirit.
Oh, a spirit is it? That sounds fun. Is that plot relevant? I don't know what plot means, but it's relevant.
She says, spirit will be here any moment. I've been guiding her through the dream realm.
May I roll insight to find out if this is a legitimate thing or if she's talking nonsense?
All right, to end the episode, roll insight.
Hell yeah. Finally.
5.
12.
10.
Not that much.
No, I like the idea that the payoff for this running joke about insight is that everyone fails.
I was gonna say, I actually have a good insight, but I don't really. I
had a +7 and I couldn't
What if
get
we end the
anywhere with it.
episode and then we roll at the start?
No, okay, the way this works is that after all that build up with insight, you all say like, oh yeah, that sounds fine. Whatever. Cool, we'll roll with it. You all are very open to whatever comes. And so Diana says, here she comes. And then through the ground comes a humanoid spirit, literally a ghost. It actually rises up out of the dirt and the mud of the forest in a shroud of ash.
Alright, let me see if I can do this. Ghost!
Ghost.
Thank you. I'm not a good Shaggy.
And as the ash kind of settles around this ghostly figure, which is now with you in the clearing, you see a familiar face who says, "Oh, hello there, fuckers!"
I have all the methods. Who else calls us fuckers?
It's me! Amy, you dipshits! I'm a ghost now!